Alright, crew, we're back on the table with this darn FMS truck. What a piece of junk. Okay, so we got all the Metal Gears. We got the Metal Gear transmission kit, right? And you'd think that would be G-Dandy, but unfortunately, it's not G-Dandy because quality control at FMS sucks, and they mismanufactured a part. And I've already figured out how to fix it and account for it, and I'm going to try to show it to you here on camera. But if you have the K10 and you strip your ring and pinion gear and you replace it with metal gears, or you put WPL metal gear portal axles in, it's going to cause you to strip out these plastic gears. See the broken tooth right there? Not sure if you can see that on film or not. I think you can. And that's inside the 2-speed transmission. So, kapooey for that. I thought the K10 had metal gears inside the 2-speed transmission, but obviously it doesn't. So then you get to the new parts, right? Well, here's an old part. This is the 2-speed shifter. And what happens is you've got 2 gears and a little grabber. Here's the grabber. It sits on a hex pin right there, and that's what turns it. You got a gear here that engages into it and rotates, and you got another gear on top here that engages and rotates, and it switches between these 2 gears to change the let me get the correct gear for you and show it to you. It switches between these 2 gears. Where the hell? Oh, here it is. There we go. This shifts up and switches. That's what the servo is shifting, okay? And this is G-Dandy, right? Except that the metal version pin, yeah, it's different. It's slightly different. I'll show you what's changed. And I can't get it focused. It doesn't work. So when you put the sandwich together on the metal set, it is a hair too wide, because the hex piece they did here, you can see I've already ground it down. The hex piece, it was 2 millimeters too long. The hex on this is different. The hex on this is like maybe, I don't know, what is that, 5 or 6 millimeters. The hex on this now matches. It was 8 centimeters. And so the gears, they didn't sandwich together as far. And so when you put the transmission back together, yeah, the case would not go on all the way. There was like a couple millimeters of play. And I'm like, what the hell's wrong with this thing? I had to stare at this, take it all apart for a while to figure out what was different. And sure enough, it's just that actually this shaft for the new piece, it's also 1 millimeter shorter. Don't know why. Not sure that you can even see it, but it is. That won't matter. It's the hex. The hex on the shaft has to be the same length so the sandwich of the metal gears can be the same width so the case can be closed. What I did was I put this in my drill, and then while I was spinning the drill, I took a Dremel tip and I just ground off the upper 2 millimeters from right here. You can see where it's been ground. That grinding was already on the shaft when I got it. Don't know why or from what. Boy, this just will not focus. And this grinding, you could see, took off some of the hex. And it brings the sandwich together. And I'll be able to have a full Metal Gear 2-speed FCX transmission. And the reason you can't just swap and use the old shaft, you'd be like, Ron, use the old shaft. Sure, no problem, right? Right? No problem? Oh yeah, problem. New shaft, old shaft. Yeah, the hex, they're different. This one does not fit. The hex is bigger on the old shaft that took the plastic gear, probably because, well, shit, I don't know why. Doesn't make a lot of sense. You'd think you'd make it smaller and have more plastic, more meat. But at any rate, we got brass here, and it just does not fit. So you have to use the new shaft, which means you're going to have to turn it down on your lathe or with your drill or with a bit or with a sander or a grinder. And I mean, I'm telling you, it's not easy to just pull 2 millimeters off of there. Take a good bit of precision, a good bit of looking up close. I'm old and blind, and a fine hand. And if you go crazy at it, you're going to take too much, and then you're not going to have this isn't going to be able to engage the shaft. You don't want that slipping on that shaft. It has to fully engage. So, yeah, I think that's about it. Other than that, the gears look decent, and I think the transmission will shift nicely and last. I'm going to grease it up with some marine grease. Should have probably got the metal case, but I don't really think that's going to be necessary. What the hell? I've got you here. I'm familiar with the inside of this darn thing. Oh, my motor wire came unsoldered. I'll have to fix that. I'll have to resolder it. May as well put this thing together in front of you. Hey. Here's the back side where all the goodies go. I want to say we go in like this. Oh, we need the sandwich plate first. Here's your sandwich plate. Pin down. Show you that it can be done. Anybody else who's done this on the K10, let me know. You get the wrong shaft? Did it work? Was it right? This one goes in here, just like that. This one goes in upside down, just like I also noticed. Well, these are the same. Yeah, okay, yeah, we're good there. I believe this one goes in pointing. Sorry. Downward and loose. Upward. Think that's correct. Pretty sure that gear goes the other way. So sorry, crew. Act like we know what we're doing here. And it rides on this pin. There we go. That's it. Fully assembled. Need to grease it. Put the case on. So this was the issue I ran into, and that is what first alerted me to overall a problem. As I put it all together, I have this in backwards, don't I? Yes. This is in upside down. My pin arm, my shifting arm. Not this. Get to where I can show you this case. Well, I got you all here. Why don't you vote and let me know what you think. See those gears before, if you don't change the hex, this gear will not come in right even. It will be sitting like that, or off by like 2 millimeters. And then when you put the case on top, it will sit, instead of perfectly flat and flush, I was having one of these. Like that right there. And I'm like, why won't it close? Why is it uneven? What's the problem? Sure enough, I didn't have anything put together wrong. It was just that pin was wrong. I probably shouldn't be spinning this without it screwed together. Anyways, so I'm going to grease it. Hope you enjoyed. Be careful if you get that metal transmission. You're going to have a little work to do. Ciao.